everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Sprints with Schmidt.
Hi, Schmidt.
This
I
is Schmidt.
literally just want to let him smother me. I will die a happy woman.
Listen, you actually might not die. You never know.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Schmidt, and he's our poodle. He's our new poodle. You can't really see him because light.
He is a void.
He's just a black void.
Brianna finally got a dog that's the correct size.
Doyle is not the incorrect size.
Doyle is not a dog, Brianna. That's a freaking pony.
He's a pony size.
I was telling. So when I came back, one of my coworkers asked how Utah had been and everything, and I was like, I'm talking about that and talking about the dogs. And I was like, and Doyle is like, I don't care how big you think Doyle is, he is bigger than he looks.
I don't think I could conceptualize what a house with that many giant dogs would feel like until they're just all up to your tits around you.
I was showing someone a picture of Doyle with Briar right next to him.
Yeah.
The way he took at the island. And they're like, oh, is that a puppy next to him? And I'm like, no, that's a 50-pound dog.
Well, that really puts it in perspective because everybody knows what size a golden retriever is. So
Yeah,
it's like, that's how big he is.
And that's really funny because Briar, you can tell, is a grown-ass dog.
Yeah, she's a very mature dog. She's almost
like a puppy.
Right, yes. So yeah, no, he's only going to be like 50 pounds. Although, look at these paws. They are a little bit big.
The beans. Oh, okay. There's nothing in the world like fresh puppy toes. Like they're not hardened yet at all, and they're just like so soft.
And he still has puppy breath.
It makes me want to lactate.
But yeah, he's fitting in very well with the big dogs. He doesn't realize that he is
not a big dog.
Probably a fifth of everyone else's size.
Good.
He does, he has zero fear.
That's so good. That was Cassie, man. Like Cassie came home and she was like, "That dog, I own her. She's mine."
Yeah, exactly. Like even Shotzi, he's chasing. Who Shotzi is like alpha.
No. Okay.
So
good.
I think he might be in charge. I don't know. We'll see. Which I think it would be hilarious, once they're all adults, because he'll be like the little tiny dog, with everyone else following him that are all 100 pounds plus.
Oh, you should call him Napoleon. Little man leading the army.
I feel like still even then Schmidt works.
Yes. He does.
That's the energy he has.
If you're familiar with New Girl, he is named after the character on New Girl.
He's just such a fantastic character.
He's so great.
So well done.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
Oh, he already knows Leave It.
Good.
How do you already know this?
Because he comes from a good breeder where they're like, we're not going to let these puppies be assholes for 10 weeks.
I think getting him later was such a great thing. So, long story short, my flight, so I went to Denver to get him. It was supposed to be a very quick fly out, get there at 11, and then literally turn around and fly back. My flight was delayed 7.5 hours, and I was in the airport until 1:30 in the morning, had to change planes. We were on the plane, boarded, he was comfy, asleep, and then they were like, oh, we're having mechanical problems. We're going to go to across the terminal to another plane. This dog is going to have airport PTSD.
No, he's going to have airport socialization down. The next time you take him to an airport, he'll be like, yeah, I lived here, remember?
I had to find little corners of the airport that were semi-quiet.
Yeah.
And throw the ball around for him and tire him out because the crate honestly was too small for him.
Yeah.
Because it was like he had to lay down for him.
He is big. He is a big
He
boy.
is bigger than I thought he was. Yeah, he's tall.
Well, standards, I just looked it up because I was curious because we had some that lived down the road from us and they were not quite Doyle's size, but they could have kept up with Doyle.
Right.
But they can get to 71 pounds.
They can. I just like
They
his
shouldn't.
parents are both under
Both
like
50?
right at 50 pounds.
Yeah. I'd say like you're gonna see like the 45-pound range for the females being pretty normal and the males a bit bigger. They'll be taller, but they're not heavy boned the way like Goldens are.
Yeah.
So they're
And
light.
poodle's not supposed to be overweight. Like it's really dangerous for poodles to be overweight.
Yes. They're
My-
retrievers.
It's worrying me a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, I can feel his ribs, I can feel his hip bone, he's underweight, and I'm like, wait, no, he's a poodle, he's just not.
So you should be able to feel his ribs. It's when the hip bones are really jutting and the spine is really prominent that's when you should be like, oh, he's too skinny. But you should always be able to feel his ribs pretty easily.
He's like, I would say he's probably a little bit underweight, and he goes to the vet on Saturday, so I'll talk to him then. But
But
like,
puppies also go through like, I just grew a
Right.
bun and now I'm skinny.
he's been around a bunch of other puppies, so he may not have been the one that was like fighting for the food.
Yeah. My friend has one of my friends has a Rhodesian Ridgeback mix. We think she adopted her. Tara does not like to eat, and she has literally always been so skinny. She also can jump a 6-foot fence and has all of the energy that any dog should ever have, like more energy than it.
Yeah, those are really cool dogs.
Yeah, and it's just really funny because people will be like, "Is something wrong with your dog?" And she's like, "No, she just refuses to gain weight."
Oh man, they took these dogs on lion hunts. There's something right with these dogs.
Right?
So,
Hello, everybody. I haven't like been paying attention to comments. Hello.
Brianna, is it bad that Schmidt's already kind of my favorite?
Is it bad that he's kind of already my favorite?
I knew he would be. I literally knew it from the moment you were in the airport. I was like, she's going to become a poodle person. That's it. She's going to become a poodle person.
No, I still have. I mean, like Doyle and I have been through a lot.
Oh my god, yeah.
And so, especially like losing Zephyr, and so like Doyle and I have a very
He's like your soulmate.
yes, that's the thing. Like, he is my soul dog.
Yeah.
But he's the dog that I'm gonna get to have a lot of fun with.
He's the right dog for your needs for sure.
Yeah. And I think that the two of them are going to be a great pair. They already like kind of bond with each other. Like today I was working from home and the two of them were on the couch. The other dogs were like off doing whatever. But like Doyle was sticking with him.
it was like, "Mom, this toy, it moves.
It's kind of like
You
Brian.
don't have to throw it."
Like Cassie is definitely a better suited dog for me in every sense of it. We're just a better team. But Briar is like she saved my life. Like Briar is everything to me, and I would die without her. But like if I know that I'm better suited for Cassie. Like I'm a better handler for Cassie because our personalities are just like
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like that's the great thing about dogs is that you can have more than one.
Yeah.
Holly. Can I tell you guys a really funny story? So it was Father's Day, right? And I'm at a hunt test, which Schmidt can do hunt tests. He's allowed.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if they have them in Utah.
You know what? We'll come down. We'll get ducks. I'll train him. We'll drive him to some state where we can.
They did have, when we were in when we were in Park City, they did have a pond for dogs, which I don't know if this is because I'm from Florida, but I've never seen that.
I jumped in it.
I know you did.
So we were at the hunt test and we were all talking about she was like, oh, my dogs are the reason I don't have a boyfriend. Like this one girl was like, my dogs are the reason I don't have a boyfriend because what I do seems crazy. And I was like, I pointed at
You have the wrong boyfriend then.
my SUV full of dogs and I was like, oh yeah, they're the reason I'll never have kids and blah, blah, blah. And this woman looks at me. She has these two beautiful flat coat retrievers that did so well at the test. And so she looks at me, she said, that's the right choice. If I could do it all over again, I would have just had dogs. And it was Father's Day and she's there with her husband and I'm like,
Oh God, for her kids.
I was like, damn, tell it like it is. She's like, if I could go back, she's like, I did kids and then I got dogs. If I could go back, I just get dogs. And I was like, okay.
I mean, there is a lot of societal pressure, and there are a lot of women out there that love their kids, but if if it had really been up to them, they would not have had them.
I didn't get the impression that she didn't love her kids. I got the impression that she's so happy being really involved in dog stuff because they're flat coats they do hunting and conformation with.
Yeah.
So they're very busy with their dogs.
You can't have children go after a dog and bring it back.
I feel I'm just gonna do with Schmidt like what I would do with a kid and like let him decide what sport he likes to do.
Yeah, there's no point doing something he doesn't have fun doing.
Right, like I'm gonna take him to a dock diving class if he enjoys it, great. If not, we'll find something else.
I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I'll be shocked.
Honestly, no, me neither.
I almost think it's cheating when retrieving breeds do it. I'm like, yeah, we know you can do it. That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, if you took Schmidt and Shotzi and they both got the same titles, I'll be more impressed with Shotzi. I'm like, yes, girl.
Well, like Shotzi can't technically get titles because she doesn't have papers.
Okay, but like if they got to the same level of skill, I'd be more impressed with Shotzi. I'm like, you had everything against you, and you like when pugs get dock diving or like dachshunds get dock diving titles. I'm like,
good, yeah. And poodle diving, you're like, good.
Oh my god,
you are literally.
I fucking hope so.
Like, the dachshund is as big as the duck.
Well, they adjust it to the dogs. Like it's fair based on the dog's height, right?
Height.
They're not going to ask a pug to jump as high as Shotzi. Like, that's unfair. But, like, the fact that a dachshund would throw itself off a dock after a toy into water is, like, okay. Like, you are confident. The fact that a poodle or a golden or a lab does it, it's like, yeah, of course. It's getting it to stop.
It would be worried.
Yeah.
Schmidt, you're supposed to be on camera, not falling asleep right below it.
Oh, you're cute.
He's like, I had a busy day.
Mm-hmm. I had a busy day terrorizing all my older siblings.
Because he's such a terror. Like, he is the epitome of a younger sibling, which is really funny because Shotzi is the epitome of the youngest sibling. And so now she's getting a taste of her own medicine.
Well, and the problem for all of them, unfortunately, is that poodles are incredibly smart.
Oh my god.
I don't know if they have a chance.
I think they do. He was sitting, so we have this like line of like, I don't know what kind of flower bushes they are on on the property line in the dog yard. And we can't really mow under it because the lawnmower doesn't fit under it. So there's like tall grass and he's laying in it. Sherlock walks by and he jumps out.
That's like Cassie used to do that to Briar. Go right for the legs, like.
Yes. So like, and then Sherlock like does his like jump, like, oh my god, it's so dramatic.
Amazing. I also, just to like a shout out to the dog that hasn't been mentioned yet, Watson. His haircut is so beautiful, and I just want to come over and hold him to my body and just be like, Watson, you good boy. Watson, you lover. You big teddy bear, Watson. I miss him.
He looks like such a different dog, though.
He looks beautiful. I love it. He looks smarter, which is...
yesterday, but then the groomer got sick, so he's his next week now.
Aw.
I was like, I'm sorry, you have to suffer through one more week of heat.
Oh, poor baby. Oh, yeah, because you got to get him shaved for the weather.
Yeah.
Summer cuts.
Yeah, we don't really have to do it that often. I mean, their coats. They don't leave the house, so I'm not as worried about their coats like being perfection, like I am Doyle's.
Yeah,
but now him.
And also because when Doyle gets groomed, he looks like freshly fallen snow and cookies and rainbows and
then he runs through grass.
It looks like a leprechaun. A very big leprechaun.
Did I tell you guys about that? So on the wedding day, we take the dogs, we air the dogs out in the field next to the condo in the morning, and the lawn had been freshly mowed, and of course the dogs turned green, which on Briar you can't quite tell, but on Snow White Doyle who was walking down the aisle that day.
The fact that you did not have a breakdown.
I almost did.
I was waiting for you to actually just melt into a pile of goo that we would have to reassemble and be like, here, Derek, here's a wife. Like, And like luckily the groomers could take him. So they were able to use like the whitening shampoo to get it out. But it was like he came in the Grinch. Like,
it was scary.
And I was like, this what like and the day before he had cut his paw pad and like bled everywhere. I was like, Doyle, what are you doing? Like,
that one actually was the groomer's fault.
Yeah, for sure.
So
but it was like
nice.
Doyle was like, how can I make this day hard for Mama? Like,
how can I be the most stressful dog ever?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
What are we reading tonight? Where's my book?
I am going to be going back and forth because I do have a video I need to edit. And so while I'm editing the video, in honor of Schmidt, I'm going to be continuing my New Girl rewatch.
Yes!
But I also am going to be working on City of Dusk while I am not editing videos.
I'm not convinced it's worth my time, but we're going to keep going.
Apparently it gets really good at the end.
I'm at page 137. Well, here's the thing. I'm really liking the setup and the world building and all, like, I like the characters, all of that. I'm just not, there's no urgency for me right now with this book. Like, when I start reading it, I'm like, I don't want to stop, but then I put it down and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get back to that eventually.
So my problem is that I'm 60 pages in. Hi, Bree. I'm 60 pages in and the plot hasn't progressed at all. Like, we're just resetting up the plot from every character's perspective.
Give it like 100 pages. 100
That's
pages.
too many.
100% give it to the end of part 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really funny because I feel like the last chapter of each part, you're like, oh shit.
Okay. I will give it that long.
Because what's happened, I'll spoil a little bit of it.
I've been seeing, and that's the thing, I've been trying to read it, and then the late night crew chats pop up, and I'm like, Kate, they're just saying what I'm thinking.
Also like Cass and Mel read like epic high fantasy, and this is not epic high fantasy.
Yeah. No, it's not.
I do expect even like, okay, so like even Joe Abercrombie, it's still like a fairly slow, like it's like a lot of buildup and everything, but every chapter does progress the plot. And I think that if your chapter doesn't progress the plot, then you're wasting my fucking time.
Yeah.
So
there have been a couple, even after, because like I've just gotten to one of the big things, like shit's gone down. And there have been a couple of places where, and I think she's gotten better about it. She's not as bad as she was at the very beginning, but like we just had one where it was like we had something happen and we followed the character's point of view through it, but then we get to another character and we went back in time and covered something different that's in for the plot, and then we catch up to where we are. And it's like, I was like, that's a way to do this. I would have broken it up a little bit differently, but that's okay.
I don't need 4 establishing chapters of the 4 houses or whatever of the kids being like, oh, like my parents' pressure is a lot. Like, I get it.
Well, at least at this point, they are all getting different pieces of the puzzle. So you know how like with what's it called, Layer of Dreams, where each point of view, like they were all happening at the same time, but like each person was getting different parts of the plot. And I'm assuming we're gonna have something where we come together at the end and it's gonna be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can see how that will happen. I just think that she could have done a better job.
She could have done a better job. But this is also, I believe, her first book.
No,
it's not her debut.
It's her first adult.
She has 2 YA series.
It's just I think a lot of this could have been edited down, and again, I'm only 6 pages in, and I'm already like, this already could have been pared down. Like,
interesting. And she's primarily written fantasy before, which that makes sense because I do feel like this would be a good crossover.
Also, when you have 2 characters in the same chapter having and their last names are Lorenzo and Lazerno, I'm like, oh no. Oh, no.
Those are completely different words.
I'm also reading Hyde right now by Kirsten White. And there are 2 characters named Ava for no reason. No, literally no reason.
Have you finished? I haven't read it, but have you finished the book yet?
No, but I know people who have, and there was no reason. It was like literally because there's a couple of different jokes about there being 2 Avas in the group. And I'm like,
As
That was
someone
better
who's
done in
a
boyfriend
friend with
material.
3 dudes named Josh, if you're writing about an evangelical Christian friend group and half the boys aren't named Josh, you're doing it wrong.
That's true.
And at least 2 of them have to be named Rachel
Or Becca.
or Sarah.
Oh, it was the Becca was the MLM girl that hit me up today. So
Elizabeth.
yeah. I'm not a fan of all the chapters I'm being given that are the same chapter as the last chapter I was given.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
yeah.
There were some that I skimmed. I was like, okay. But then you get this one chapter where you're like, oh my god, it's all worth it. And then you get like a bunch of crappy chapters, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Which,
I'm like, I don't know if it's who I am as a person, if it's autism, I don't know what it is, but you need to like convince me that I care about these people's like petty noble drama. So I'm like, you're rich as all hell. Like, why do I care that you're upset about this? Like, you have to convince me I care. So like, I'm feeling right now like I care more about the like, oh, there's like people resurrecting the dead, and like that's an issue for obvious reasons compared to the like, I want to be queen, but I'm bad at wind magic. I'm like, I don't care. Like,
I don't care either because I don't really like her.
like, I do not care.
I'm like, bitch, shut up.
He's like, you can't use your piccolo to do this wind magic, and I was like,
I do think that's really stupid that they're doing that. Like, however you have to use your magic, use your magic. You have magic. Who cares how you use it?
I was like, I want to hear piccolo wind magic. That sounds cute. But like,
there will be so many people sprinting this summer. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
For reasons that we cannot say, the 3 of us will be doing it a lot in August. Not because of Veda, but because of other Avengers related things.
Oh yeah. I was like, what did I agree to?
I'm trying to figure out, I know what plans you're talking about. I'm trying to figure out how that worked into that, but that's okay. That's fine. And then I have not great memory. That's why I write things down.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I was in the woods for 2 days.
Like we can have conversations about stuff.
No, it was the one that we talked about doing, I feel like, for this boss battle, and then we were like,
when we realized that it was the wrong show.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm still trying to figure out how does sprints work into what we discussed, but there's probably like 50% of that I am forgetting.
Well, I think this is true. I honestly I feel like the second book will be way better.
I feel like she's learning because there's a lot of like, so basically what I am seeing, if we were looking at a painting, I am looking at an artist who knows how to use shadow and use depth and use color and use shape and form. They just haven't figured out quite how to put all of them together yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that the rest of the series will be better, and I'll definitely pick it up. We just scared everybody that is doing Avengers.
You'll just have to figure out what show August is.
Listen, I've given up on this.
Probably me.
You'll just have to figure out what show August is.
Okay, well, we've been talking for 20 something minutes.
Yeah, about Schmidt. So
I've been by myself at the house.
Those of you who just joined, I'll wake him up. Here is
4
Schmidt.
days.
Shitty. I'm gonna come to you a million times.
Do you know you're the best boy?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Doyle.
Doyle's
I'm
still
just like sitting here just going, I have to.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
One more year, and Tessa can come home.
I'm just saying, South Carolina is really not that far.
You should absolutely get a Schmidt sibling because now you know that they're perfect. Like, what a better guarantee than your
I
closest
cannot
friends.
get a Schmidt sibling because that does require the permission of the peoples whose house I live in. Would also require them to take care of my
Not
dog.
like a leader mate, but
No, like down the line, like a half sibling.
I mean, yeah, that's the plan. Or depending on how things go out, if I find myself in need of a poodle, I would possibly do one of the ones that Brianna has Schmidt stud out to.
Yeah. A Schmidt baby.
Yes.
A Schmidt bueno.
Okay, well let's
Bree,
read.
I love you.
Let's read. I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Mute your mics.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. I'm back.
Bam. Schmidt had a nice 35-ish minute nap.
Aw, hey, baby. Hi, Schmidt.
Now he's good to go again.
Aw. We just finished the birthday, or I watched the birthday episode. It was really funny because at the end of this very nice video that Nick made for Jess is Schmidt with a car exploding behind him.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I read 11 pages.
Woohoo!
And
I
also
read,
edited some video and got cookies.
like 35 pages.
Oh, nice.
Not gonna lie, there's a little bit of skimming.
I read 2 chapters, and I think I was like so expecting one character to be gay that when they weren't, I was like, oh, I mean, maybe they're like bi or something, but like, okay, when Tasha and Nicholas, I was like,
I was surprised. Okay,
I know,
so what's
right?
her name? So
It's still
is it
getting
Risha?
revised.
Risha, I'm 147 pages in, and so Risha has me going, okay, is she ace, or has she just not realized she likes girls yet? Because all of her options are boys.
I was literally like, so like Tasha and Risha, right? Like that's like, and then
That's
I was
what
like,
I thought.
Yeah.
I don't
I am expecting, because you guys said that there's some queer rep in this, right?
Risha's sister is trans.
Oh, that's right.
oh, gotcha. But then I got distracted because my friend was like, hey, we're doing a big order on these dog clothing that, you know, like the olive pants I have for hunt tests. Well, the company came out with camo pants. So she messaged me. She's like, we're doing a big order. And I was like, so then I went on the website and I was like, Emma, we have to get them. So, yeah.
43 pages. Fantastic.
Oh, I also folded some laundry because I was listening to an audiobook.
Nice. I did that yesterday.
At this point, there's so much on my bed. If I would have to sleep somewhere else.
That's usually like my Sunday project. Finish graphic novels. How did you like it?
I always forget about the laundry.
That's has devolved into hating the book. So that's.
I saw that pop up. I didn't want to click on why, because I was like, oh, spoiler, and that's like really far into the book. From like usually I don't care when that's like really far in, but I was like, oh.
You maybe want to click on it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how you feel about that.
Maybe I just don't finish because maybe I don't actually care.
I've heard really good things about this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Madison was talking about it. I think she had an arc of it. Schmidt. Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
This is a whole mood.
Sorry, what?
Right?
I'm so behind on everyone that it's like
here's the thing. I'm not, and it still feels like left field.
Angelica, what?
Shh! I am currently reading this.
The book that we are talking about is City of Dusk.
City of Dusk.
This is some Jamestown, Virginia shit. Oh man.
Right.
Why did my brain go to Jonestown instead of Jamestown?
Here's the thing, like they give off queer vibes, but like I feel like it's just not like out, it's not blatant. Which I don't hate because it's just like natural for this world.
Yeah.
To be like, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah. I
So
was just
not which I like in fantasy books sometimes. Is just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a normal part of the society. Which, like, if you're gonna make a fantastical world, why not normalize being queer?
Yeah. If you're gonna make a fantastical world, why bring some of our shit into it unless you're gonna do something with it?
We only alienate straight people in this household. I don't. Yeah.
I feel very alienated.
Good. You're not in the house, so you're okay. But in the fantastical world I live in, it's all just Geminis and golden retrievers, and we're all gay. So
you own 4 dogs currently, or have 4 dogs that are attached to your person. I feel like that is just a personal attack on me as a straight person.
yeah, it's like you're straight, you have dog allergies, don't come in this house.
Yay, pre-scheduled videos.
And I just happen to have all friends who have dogs. I don't know why this happens to me.
Because you're around cool people.
Yeah. Well, when I was allergic, when I was super allergic to the cats, I kept having friends that had cats, and I was like,
Aww.
"Are you guys planning this? Are you in coops?"
Yeah, it's just my personal belief that if I exist without a dog ever again, I'll instantly die. So
That's
I don't
And
think
that
that
dog
is actually true on a physical level, but spiritually, I can see you being completely.
I might as well be dead. Yeah, no, like, oh man.
I would spiritually and physically die if I couldn't have my dogs.
Yeah.
And for me it's even like more specific of like it has to be a female dog of the sporting category. Like don't just hand me a terrier and say good day. Like no.
Jude can be the male dog.
Yeah.
Because you fell in love with a male dog.
Come here, Judy. Come show everybody why you're beautiful and why you're okay. Come here.
Hi, Jude.
Come here, Judy.
So cute.
He's so nice. He's so nice.
So adorable.
It's so funny because I look at him and I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely has show lines.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that I now know the difference.
He's from a small conformation kennel. Oh, you do know the difference. Okay, so for everybody who doesn't, this is a show line golden retriever, right?
A little blackier, a little chunkier.
Okay, off. Good boy.
And then you have this streamlined bad bitch.
And this is a feline golden retriever.
Yes.
It's Porto. And yeah, you can see
not who I was expecting you to get up there, but
well, because Cassie's half and half. Cassie's half and half.
Oh, that's right.
Porto, Jill very clearly was like, there is no confirmation in this dog. And I was like,
that's interesting because Cassie looked like you can tell with Briar, but Cassie not as much.
Well, Briar's full show lines.
Yeah.
And
okay, that makes
Cassie's
sense.
half and half.
Has Porto started doing retrieving and stuff yet?
He's been doing retrieving. Remember, that's why Cal.
He's been doing retrieving. Like when we went and visited him at his breeder, there were pigeons in the X pen with him. Like, oh, he's been doing retrieving forever. Yeah. Oh yeah. And Emma actually, all by herself, Emma is working to get a trick title on him. Trick dog titles.
Hey.
So he officially knows more tricks than my dogs. So she's teaching him like crawl. He can army crawl across the floor.
Nice.
So cute.
No, yeah, and that's why we can no longer do Avengers things in the mornings typically because Porto was in one class and then the girls were in another class.
I knew that. I just wasn't sure if they were like actual retrieving classes or if they were.
Oh yeah, it's retrieving classes. He's just too young. Like he's just not at like a competitive level yet. But he's got
to catch up to his sisters first.
You'd be incredibly surprised at how confident this dog is at swimming at 6 months old. I'm gonna tell them to shut up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw Schmidt in the pool this weekend and see what he does.
That's gonna be funny. I probably will see if I can find something like that for Tessa when I eventually get her, just because I live in Florida, so I feel like having a dog that knows how to swim.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, and plus it's such good it's exercise without them overheating.
Yeah.
Because you can take them to a dog pool or whatever, and they can still get their mental and physical energy out.
Yeah. We're seeing I'm gonna try her with both rally and agility.
It's yelling at us.
And also probably because she's a schnauzer with some scent sports
Right.
or whatever you call them.
A schmibbling.
You should 100% get a Schmibbling.
You would thrive with a schmibbling.
Also, South Carolina, not too far from Tennessee.
Jude, fucker, get back to place.
Look, Schmidt is in a better place than you are.
Yeah, Jude.
I
didn't tell him to do that, but
He just kind of came over and tucked himself under the desk and was like, "Hi, I'm back."
I can tell you did
Be
not
real
sing
quiet.
the song for the first year of his life because Cassie would never have done that.
Well, Porto found out pretty young what happens if he ignores my place command. So, no, Jude's actually very well trained. Like compared to when I had Macus, Jude isn't. I'm very pleased.
So I tried to teach Sherlock a place command when him and Watson were getting into it and like not respecting boundaries. And so now, 2 years later, I tell him, go get on your bed. And he walks out of the room and goes outside. I'm like, I don't know what I did to traumatize you except leave you in a place for 2 hours.
2 hours is nothing.
Out of 4, he was 4 years old. So he's not even a puppy.
Like literally.
Now he's just like, no, I'm not doing that.
When Macus was having trouble doing a place command, I made him do the entire 8-hour workday with me. I was like, all right, you're just going to lie here for 8 fucking hours. Like, and then when his next home got him, they're like, wow, he's so good at downstays. And I was like,
yup. You would have loved the pointer that I saw earlier, Cal.
No, I was not here. You might jump on later. She was just trying to get kiddos fed and put to bed.
Which that
timing was not working.
Yeah. Who knows? You can never know how long that's gonna take with kids. There's just no way.
Yeah. Well, and they went out to dinner and then like it took them like over an hour to get their food.
Is he like half on and half on the floor?
That's his version of place right now, I guess. I'm gonna go correct that, but I just thought it was worth
I can just see like he's probably been like creeping forward.
Like, I'm here. I'm just not.
I am golden retriever, ma. I'm supposed to be where people are.
Right? Like this dog hardly knows me, and he's already like, I
want to be where the people are. Okay, Ariel.
Okie dokie. Shall we read again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then mute your mics, and I'll see you in 40 minutes. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
It finally got interesting. I will say.
What page are you on?
92.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened?
Like, finally, I'm like, oh, a point. I still find Angelica really fucking, like, I don't care about her problems.
I don't care about her either. It's fine.
She's like, Goddess, please let me learn to do this without music. And I'm like, oh my God, if it took me playing a violin to set things on fire, I would learn the violin. Like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm finding Dante and Tasia the most interesting because they're like the most, I think, like they have like the most agency.
Chaotic?
Well, no, they're just choosing to do things instead of being like ordered around and stuff.
Right.
So I think I'm finding them the most interesting so far. But I feel like Nicholas is being set up well.
They seem like they have the most freedom too when it comes like to their parents and their relationship. I think like they have a good relationship with their parents, and I think Risha has a good relationship with her parents.
Yeah,
I like
trust
Risha's
there.
my favorite character.
Okay. Oh, I think I have had like the least of her so far, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, I read 8 pages for the 15 minutes I was able to listen to the book when I wasn't editing. We got to.
I read 30 pages and set up.
Nice. I don't know how many I read.
I also watched
trying to settle, and it's great.
Good boy.
He's not super happy about it.
It's funny, Brianna, because the episode that I just watched is the one where you get the quote, "We are gathered here to celebrate a thing called Schmidt."
The Prince episode?
No, I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I ever got through season 3.
Oh, it's so good. We're on season 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting close to the wedding.
Yeah. I have to be able to just sit and watch through.
We just watched
multiple shows.
Cassidy's gonna 1-star this book, by the way. 38 pages. 33 pages.
Yikes. That's quite the review of Nicholas. I'm damn.
Well, I like Nicholas.
Rachel finished her book.
I don't know enough yet. I like his. He's still kind of like boring, but like I find his chapters interesting because
he has a cute little Scottish accent in the audiobook, and I'm just like, oh, I just love him every time.
But that one.
That would get me.
Right?
That would get me.
Like, this girl is really good. Like, this girl is really good at like doing character voices, the narrator. I do wish we had a different narrator for each point of view, but I understand why it's not that way because we do have random points of view in here and there.
Yeah, like one of the chapters was Risha and Tasia's perspective.
That is honestly the part I hate the most.
Yeah.
Because like there's too many POVs. Like, I can get on board with a bunch of side characters, that's fine, but like I don't need to be in their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea. Like, I don't mind when you have like several main points of view, and then you have every now and then you hear from a side character. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like the way they did with The Sun Is Always a Star, or the way you see sometimes with like the way that Six of Crows and Cricket Kingdom start those.
But those books are always just the first chapter.
It's always the first, and I have seen it done well where it's just random interspersings of other characters, but I'm getting the feeling that like she's just like I think she just introduced another main character, and I'm like, we're 150 pages in, ma'am. Why are we needing him as a main character now?
Joe Abercrombie did that to me too, and I was like,
Julian?
Yes, it would be Julian.
Okay, so I've met Julian, but I would have immediately forgotten him if I hadn't seen the late night crew being like, really? We get Julian now? And I was like, oh, I should maybe pay attention.
None of them are Kennett, and none of them are Kyle Haven, so I don't like That is the worst you can get.
Also, the
Robin Hobb has
whatever it is, the last name of Last Rider, I keep reading as Lassiter.
It's Lestrider.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's
I just keep reading it as Lassiter, and I'm like, that's not right.
No. You mean Lassie from Psych.
Right?
What is it? Because I
like Julian too, honestly.
Yeah, they're all pretty easy, except, yeah, the Strider, I would not have gone that way.
Jude is so interested in Emma's beadwork.
Okay, Neva, you are not alone. I am liking it too.
I liked it at your point too. Just get to the point. It's like this book is Louise telling a story.
It cannot get worse than Ship of Fucking Destiny. It cannot get worse than that. There is nothing that can be worse than that. As far as storytelling goes.
You did really hate that book.
God damn it, I hate it so much.
Shit.
Guess we know what's your worst books of the year.
Honestly, it's not even going into worst books because it's a really well-written book. But it is the most
disappointing
thing I've ever read in my life. It is the most disappointing thing I have read since Allegiant.
But you know what? Sometimes disappointing books is a more interesting video than worst books because like a book can just be bad, but there's like a good reason why books are disappointing.
Yeah. So I am not wrong. She beefed it. She beefed it at the end with one of her characters. I'm sorry. Like
I'm so interested now because I've liked every other Robin Hobb book I've read. I'm very interested.
You cannot do a fantastic job with two of your other characters with getting me to go, okay, this is where they should be at the end of this book, and then completely fuck up with the person that fucking started the entire thing.
I haven't read anything in that series.
Also, while using SA as a gotcha moment. Like,
it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Stop yelling, Mom.
My wrap-up is, I don't know how my wrap-up is going to go at this point, because I thought I was calm, but apparently I'm not. I'm so fucking mad.
Margaret, I don't know if I would ever describe you as calm.
I don't think so. Literally never.
You haven't heard me on the phone when I have a patient that's breaking down. I'm like, I need to see it. Okay.
Yeah, I get that. You're good at that. You're good at that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, we don't.
It's like the customer service voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like hanging out with the two of you one-on-one is like a different experience. Like Brianna, like we're like, oh yeah, let's take an edible and watch Ted Lasso, and you know, like it's like a different vibe. So I think Brianna's the calm one. Like
my favorite is when someone calls 6 times in a row while I'm on the call with someone else and doesn't leave a fucking message. So I then answer that, thank you for calling this counseling place. How can I help you today? Like, so aggressively cheerful. They never get it. Just like, if I could murder you with cheer, you'd be dead right now.
What character, Margaret?
Althea Cassidy. I fucking hate what she did with Althea's storyline. She just gave up. I'm sorry, she gave up.
See, I've read the series that comes after that series, but not that series. So I'm like,
I'm going to read the rest of them probably when Bethany does it again because I'm going to finish Assassin's Quest, which I'm enjoying Assassin's Quest. I like that one.
Yeah.
I just think that if you are going to tell the story that she sold us at the beginning in the first book, you need to give me something better than where that character ends up because, like, especially since people have been talking about how feminist her shit is, and then you end up with the same fucking plot I would expect from Jim Butcher. I'm sorry. Not that I don't love Jim Butcher. Actually, I don't because
I'm gonna go put on a sweater because you're kind of scaring me.
I forget sometimes that he killed off my favorite character in book 16.
Okay, do we want to do another sprint or are we good? Because I know it's late for you guys.
It is a little bit late. I could do a short one.
Okay.
Not like another 40-minute one.
Okay.
No, that one was fun because my brother literally texted me because I just told him I started the whatever the most recent Dresden book was, and he said, "Margaret, don't read this. let me finish it and see if he fixes this." And he's like, "No, Margaret, he didn't fix it. You're just gonna be sad." And I was like, "I waited 14 books for them to get together, and you're gonna do this to me now?"
See, the problem is that you just like, you get attached to your characters, and you're like, "This is how it has to be."
Yeah, sometimes I don't know if you, Margaret, like I don't know if you knew this, but the author does get to choose how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the author does get to choose, and a lot of the time I can be like, you know what, I see what they were trying to do here. I don't understand why Robin Hobb thought that was a satisfying ending for that character. When the entire character's arc or entire point, like her entire thing was, I don't have to be like it is okay for me to be the person that I am and not be like my sister. And then she ends up exactly like her sister, basically, except just with a better man.
Fucking sisters, am I right? Why even bother?
Okay, so what do we want to do for our last sprint? 20, 25?
20 works for me.
Okay.
I'm like vibing with the book now, so I'm good for whatever. Until I'm not vibing with it anymore, and then I'll be like 10.
25 will wait for another episode of New Girl.
Then 25 would be an episode of New Girl. Ish. Okay, well we'll do 25, and then I'll bring Schmidt back.
Yes.
He just needed to calm down in his kennel. That's what he does after dinner. All right, I'll see you in 25.
Okay. From there, you can either choose a
Max, you're not muted.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
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 Hi, Babby.
Hi, Schmidt. You're a much better Schmidt than the one I'm watching.
I'm a crazy puppy.
I just ate. I have all this energy, Mom.
How did we do?
I only read like 14 pages, but I was doing dog maintenance, so.
Nice.
I got to page 388, so I still need to get. I think I need to get to 409 today to finish like part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to do that before I go to bed.
I finished an episode of New Girl and got to 5 minutes and 50 seconds of a video that is currently 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
Hell yeah.
So it's my announcement for the what do I call it? The 2022 mid-year reading scramble that's going up on Wednesday.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm excited about that.
I got all the graphics done for it.
I want you to know that you did miss the middle of the year, though.
I mean, it was going to happen the first week of July, but someone decided he was going to first weekend of July, but somebody decided he was going to first off, number one, we have not reached June 30th yet. That is the exact middle of the year, number one, Cal.
No, it's not.
That's not true, actually.
It's not true. It's the middle of June.
No, it would be the middle of July, wouldn't it?
No, because that's 7.5 months out of 12.
Right, I know, but February has fewer days.
I'm going to Google this. What's the exact middle day of the year?
Already Googling it.
65 days.
July fucking 2nd.
What's half of 365 and what day is that?
Google says July 2nd is the 183rd day of the year, 184th in leap years, 182 days remain until the end of the year.
Okay, and what day is the mid-year scramble?
Well, the mid-year scramble was going to be July 1st through the 4th, but someone decided to do his PhD defense on July 1st, so.
I don't think he really had a say in that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that that's more important than this.
It is much more important than this, and so I moved it to the next weekend.
Yeah,
But that's where my phone went to. Here, I'll send you guys the graphics.
Wait, am I doing something for this? I can't remember if I signed up for that.
You can if
I can't remember if I'm doing anything.
you can if you would like to.
I'm on vacation from the 8th to the 11th, and I will have very little internet connection, so.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Read a bunch of books.
Okay.
My dude, you're insane.
I love that you're saying that, and yet you've been dealing with Shotzi for a year.
Yeah, but his teeth hurt. Like, if you look at my arm right now, it's not pretty.
He's a retriever. No. They do be biting.
Okay, here, I'm sending the graphics.
Can you eat the dog toy instead of my arm? That would be fantastic.
All right, you'll have I sent the graphics in the Avengers Twitter.
Okay. I can't get the comments if you're eating my arm, sir.
Schmidt, behave.
Schmidt, don't behave ever.
Is he gonna have a Schmidt jar too?
I think that this is an appropriate book for the Golden Retriever prompt.
Very appropriate.
Oh, Nick Nelson is the Golden Retriever I thought of when I made that prompt. So, yeah.
Well, I think that somebody was asking. Yay!
You are free, Cassidy.
Comments. What is a Golden Retriever character? And I said Nick Nelson.
It's Nick Nelson. Yeah. So, like, if you need an like Nick Nelson would be one.
I think I might reread Heartstopper.
Like Tom Holland.
God, yeah, like the literal human epitome, real life.
Yeah, Thor in Ragnarok is a Golden Retriever character. Like these are examples, like
subjectively dumb enough about certain shit to be a. Like I'm really good at retrieving, and then I will spoil the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
Briar would do that.
Yeah.
I do.
But Briar is also the dumbest of the 4 retrievers in my house right now. So.
Oh, cover your ears,
Which
Briar.
is, not saying a whole lot because she's fucking smart.
Yeah, she's not stupid, but like Porto's kind of like concerningly smart. Like, did I tell you he figured out?
Level.
Did he figured out that if we don't let them in right away, we had to use the e-collar for this. He figured out if we don't let them in at the back door right away, to jump the gate in my backyard, run around to the front door, and ask to be let in there.
I mean, the good news is that he's not running away.
No, right? But like we live on a really busy road, so we had to like quickly stamp that one out. But like, no, Porto's like scary smart because I've dog sat how many dogs and nobody's ever tried that before. He's just like, oh, don't worry, girls, I got this. I'll get them to let us in. Like,
that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Susie never. It's probably like we didn't teach Susie agility, so she didn't know that jumping over things was an option.
We didn't teach Porto agility.
Absolutely.
No, that's how I got lucky with my husky and only having a 4-foot fence. Because when she was a puppy, and for the first like 3 years of her life, she had a privacy fence that was 6 feet tall, so she didn't like. She just thought it was a wall.
She couldn't jump it. Yeah.
She just never learned how to jump.
Yeah, no, nobody taught Porto that.
I don't know what you want, my dude. You have toys.
He wants you to throw the toy.
No, he doesn't. He just wants to chew on my hand.
Yeah, they're like literally, I think people don't expect that when they get puppies that are meant to pick stuff up and carry it around, that they think with their mouth for the first few months of their life.
His only problem, and I hope that he grows out of this, but like the only thing that he would not do well with hunting is that when he gets a toy, he destroys it.
Destroys it?
But so does Cassie.
He does, the head shake. So it's not so much like that he like tears the fluff out of it. He just
He's a happy boy.
See, and Susie would sit down and go, how do I break this toy? How do I rip it apart?
That's Shotzi.
Oh, it's a ball? I am going to literally break it in half until I can pry it apart with my teeth.
Cassie's like, who will throw this for me?
You're right. All right. Well, do you guys have anything to plug on your channels? Schmidt's vlog is coming out tomorrow, if it all goes according.
I haven't posted anything in a while because I have spent the past month
titling your dog.
Titling my dog. I got Cassie 2 titles in the past since May 29th. That's when we started competing.
So and less than a month.
Less than a month. I got all the titles I wanted for the entire summer.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you. Today I'm exhausted, but hopefully I will have time to start doing stuff again soon because Cassie and I need a bit of a break. But yeah, I have literally nothing to say.
Not that you have time for a break because you have Jude.
Yeah, but like service dog training is so much different. It's like go to the mall for 2 hours and work on stuff.
I have to go to the bookstore.
Oh shoot, right? No, like tomorrow we're going out for ice cream and a walk with the dogs. Like it's
right.
But like the hunt test, it's like drive 40 minutes to arrive somewhere at 8 a.m. and then stay there till 4 p.m. in the sun all day in the swamp. Like
in the heat.
Yeah. So it's a very different experience, but yeah. I can have a break.
I have the video that I'm editing right now coming out on Wednesday. It's going to be the mid-year reading scramble. It's basically just a weekend readathon that I do to help people get a little bit further ahead on their good Well, there are 3 different things we're doing this year. So you can choose your path, but just to help people kind of after they've done the mid-year or not the mid-year check-in, they can go, okay, I need to get some further on these goals.
Right.
I'm 19 books ahead of my goal.
Yeah,
I'm like 7. But like I've been reading this book for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now.
I don't even know where I am.
So I haven't really been finishing other books.
Do you have a tug, Brianna? Like a proper tug?
Yeah, I do. It's just in the other room.
Teach that dog to tug.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Yeah.
Seems like that's probably what he wants one now.
It is.
I don't even know where I am with my Goodreads goal right now. Oh, wait, there I am. I am 2 books behind schedule.
Oh, that's not bad.
You can catch up pretty easily.
That's about right.
You've got to chill, my dude.
Oh,
My dude.
but that's with actually no. That's without having added what I've been reading because I add my bookly in later.
Yeah, it's helpful when you know keep track.
So technically, because I finished Hood Feminism, I'm one book behind schedule.
Right.
No, I'm on schedule because I read A Million Quiet Revolutions too. So.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some of the energy out of this dog. See, he's not always calm and chill.
I'd be concerned if he was. If you're like, yeah, he just never acts up, I'd be like, is he sick? Like,
Right, yeah. Like, even Doyle was like this at that age.
Is Doggo okay?
yeah,
Doggo
I mean,
is fine.
I'm not saying he has to be demonic like Cassie was, but he should at least have some spunk. Like,
Yeah.
He has spunk in spades.
good.
Okay, let's go play. All right. Well, then, thank you all for joining and reading with us. And we will see you